Hey Butch, what's up, brother? So I'm gonna shoot this video. Sorry, it's been a little while. It's just kind of been a crazy week for me. Let's do this video and we will get into the practice here, right? You can use this video to practice with me if you would like to. And use this video to practice with me. And you can even submit your homework when you're practicing with me. It's totally up to you. So here's what I'm going to do. So obviously the sticking is right, left, kick. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6 notes, okay? But it's played as, the exercise is played as 30-second notes, right? Or fine, let's say 16th notes, right? The actual sticking is right on your second tom, left on your first tom, and then right on your floor tom, right? So it starts there. Okay? And then 2 doubles, ghost notes, diddles, whatever you want to call them, on your snare. Little baby hits, right? So, and then a kick drum. There we go. So that's the first part of the lick, right? That happens 4 times. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Bam. So that happened 4 times. That's how many times that lick has to happen when you're playing it as 16th notes or 32nd notes. Then what follows is right, left on your first rack tom. Okay. Right, left on your second rack tom. Okay. And then right, left on your floor tom. Right. And then 2 kicks. So it ends with okay, so if you put the whole thing together, you're going to get 4 times of the first part of the exercise, and then 1 time of you running down the toms into a double bass drum. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm going to start the BPM right now at 80 BPM. But the goal, but we're going to play to it as 16th notes, right? So it's going to say 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. But I'm going to play with that click. That way I can make sure I stay more in time. But the exercise is 30-second notes. So really, the goal would be double the speed. But for me to lock it in, I'm going to play at 80, right? So here's it at 80. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E. Right? Because it's supposed to be 30-second notes, it would sound like this if I really was doing it at goal tempo, which is 80, but playing as 30-second notes. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2. Right, that's what it would actually be. But for practicing purpose, right? Let's start at 80. Let's play with the click. Okay? So really it's going to take 2 measures. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a bam. That's how long it's going to take for you to get through the exercise if I play it with the click. So let's start at 80. I'll work up in groups of 10. And the reason why I'm explaining this to you is because let's say you practice with me, right now on this video, and you're like, I want to be able to do it on my own without Coach Kev. I want to be able to go practice it on my own with my metronome, right? Just keep in mind, if you are at 80 BPM, you're really not, if you're playing with the click, 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 click. If you're playing with that 16th note grid, you're actually at 40 BPM because 32nd notes are double the speed of 16th notes. So, without getting too in-depth about that, hopefully it makes sense. If it doesn't, message me, let me know. Let's get into practice, okay? So let's start at 80 BPM. I'm going to work up in groups of 10. And that's that. Practice with me. You can even submit your video with me if you'd like to. Or once you kind of see what I'm doing here, you can just do it on your own. Totally up to you, brother. All right, let's get into it. 80 BPM, we're going to play with the click. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. That's how fast I'm going to be hitting my surfaces. Okay, here we go.
1 E and a, 2 E and a,
3 E and a,
4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2
Right? So just for an example, really quick, just so you can see what I'm talking about. That is at 80 BPM, right? And, well, coach, it says goal tempo is 80 BPM. Yeah, I get goal tempo is 80 BPM, but you need to be playing 30-second notes. So I'm going to play the exact same speed. But let's bring it down to 40. Because if you're playing with the 16th note grid at 80 BPM, you're actually playing it at 40 BPM because the exercise is supposed to be 30-second notes. So 40 BPM, just so you can see it. You don't have to practice with me on this one. I just want you to see it's the same thing.
1 E and a 2 E and a 3.
It's going to take me one measure to get through the whole exercise.
1 E.
But in my head, I'm going, that's what I'm thinking when I hear this.
1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a
1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So, again, I just find it easier to play it at 80. That way I can hear the actual subdivision happening, and I know that I need to be landing with that subdivision, right? Okay, so let's go up to 90 BPM. Keep practicing with me. And so hopefully if I'm gonna say this, and hopefully this makes sense. For you to get a pass, if let's say I'm playing with my click track and it's doing 16th note subdivision, right? For me to get a pass on it, that means the click needs to be all the way up at 160, right? Because they're 30 seconds notes, so it's double the speed. Let's go 90, and we'll work our way up in groups of 10. Here we go.
1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2
That's 90 BPM. All right, let's go up to 100. Another 10 jump. Here we go. 100 BPM.
20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40.
And like I said, I'm at 100, but really we're playing it at 50 BPM. That's really what's happening. But to help us stay more locked into the grid, I'm doing it this way. Here we go. 100 BPM. Let's go, which is actually 50 BPM. Here we go.
20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20
My stick got caught. Here we go. All right, that's 100. Let's go up to 110. And then I'm going to start moving up in groups of 20. So if you can't move up in groups of 20, you might have to do this on your own. But that's what we're going to do. 110, let's go.
20 now, 20 now, 30 now, 40 now,
1,
30 now, 30 now, 40 now, 30 now, 20 now, 30 now, 40 now, 20 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 now, 20 now, 30
Get that left hand. All right, okay, let's jump up 20. Let's go from 110 up to 130. So we're getting there. Goal BPM, technically, if you're doing it this way, would be at 160, right? Okay, 130. Right, so that's 130. I'm going to jump up another, I'm just going to go all the way up to 160 so you can see this is where goal tempo is at, right? Because 80 BPM is goal tempo, right? But if you're playing it at 80 BPM and you're doing 30-second notes, it means you're doing double the speed of 16th notes. 160 for just a little bit. Let's get into it. See what we got. So that's 160, or technically that's 180, right? If I or not 180, that's 80. If I played it at 80,
1 and a 2 and a 3 and a
and I
4.
went double the speed, right? Here's it locked in at 80.
20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20.
Notice it took me 2 measures to get through the exercise. So if I was to do 30-second notes, I'm doing it double the speed, which means I'll do the exercise in 1 measure.
20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a
Took me 1 measure to get through the exercise.
20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a 3 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2 and a
All right, so that's that. Hopefully that helps and that explains some things. And use this video to practice too. If you have more questions, brother, please let me know. Hopefully that explains some stuff. And that's that. Talk to you soon, brother.